Alrighty. Nobody's listening or watching right now, anyways, but I'll say hello. Hello. My name is Byron. I am joined with GG. This is the Horde's Art Rant, episode 3. Yeah. Bum, 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 bum. We got our own music.
We're back at it. We're back at it.
Trying to get back at it. So you watched a game, hey? Hockey,
Yeah,
soccer
yesterday
game?
we had a little outing to go watch the MLS, the soccer, the American League there, not the Champions League or the European leagues, but the smaller leagues. And Messi retired with the Champions League and is now playing in the US. So he actually plays for Miami. And yesterday he had one hell of a night. Finished 3-1. And yeah, it was quite the experience. Like, people go crazy for that guy. He literally fills the entire stadium to himself.
Oh, that's cool. Superstar.
Yeah, he is. He really is. I'm gonna quote tweet with Ozomse's handle.
Yeah. So all right. So we are live. We're streaming. We got things going here. Like I said, probably nobody watching yet, no viewers, but that don't matter because they come in later on and they watch and stuff. So anyone that is watching and listening to my voice right now, my melodic, beautiful, lustrous voice, right? Give me some ideas for something you want to see drawn. You want to see Pokemon drawn. You want to see some stupid ass pop art things that nobody's ever heard of, but you know and you love. Let me know. I'd like to try to draw what you want. Give the people what they want, right?
You know what I think would be really good? An angry face, like just anger.
Just anger.
Anger. I think there's a lot of anger in the markets. There's a lot of anger concerning the tariffs, and yeah, maybe an angry skull or something.
All right, so we'll go angry today then. I like doing angry. I got a lot of pent up anger inside me. I keep it bottled up,
We
and
all do.
yeah.
We all do.
Some people let it out a bit sooner than others. Oh shit! Damn dog eating my stencils. Ugh.
You know what? I used to keep it all in, but these days, let it all out.
Yeah. Get out of there. Leave my stuff alone. Dogs. Dogs. So your dog's doing better today, huh?
Yeah, yesterday, they gave her a shot of penicillin. They gave her some pills, some gastrointestinal food in can. It's like super low fat and already like all disintegrated, so it's very easy to digest. The only problem right now is that she gets the runs.
Yeah.
But yeah, she's getting a lot better. She got more energy. She's actually eating something and she's keeping it in. So overall, it was a little expensive here. I kind of freaked out a bit because it's in US, and then I gotta add 40% because it's Canadian. So
Yep.
the bill ends up 40% premium on it.
Isn't that crazy?
It was like 800 bucks for one visit. We were there for like maybe an hour. They did X-rays. They did blood tests. They did a bunch of stuff, and they found out that she had a swollen pancreas and she had a swollen intestines,
Ay, ay, ay.
and it was really visible on the thing, and she was like borderline like emergency type of thing for pancreas.
Oh well.
So we did get to go, man. I mean, they gave her antibiotics, and ever since she took those shots, 100 times better. So really happy about that. So Creepy Companions posted, Zomsays posted, Discord posted, so officially 100% ready to go. So
All
let's do
right.
this.
And we've been going for a little bit already. So, yay. There's one person viewing us on Twitch, and that's me.
Okay, so now let me tell you what's been going on in Cryptoland.
Okay.
So let's start with Stargaze. Huge, huge, huge update for Stargaze and Kepler and Cosmos right now is they actually officially launched Eureka. So this is Cosmos. So Eureka is basically a huge upgrade that would tie in Ethereum ecosystem to Cosmos. So it's officially live. They started having their liquidity pools, and yeah, man, officially Ethereum is connected to Cosmos. So both ways. So it's absolutely amazing. I know that a lot of people That was like the big debate with Cosmos is when would they branch out to Ethereum. They didn't want to at the time. They wanted to be their own thing and blah blah blah. And it's officially live, and a lot of the community was split in half concerning these issues. And the original founder Jay Kwan, he actually left and started his own project now, Atom One, which is a bit of a copy of Cosmos, but he's doing it the way that he wanted it. And the rest of the people decided to stick with the regular Cosmos. And um, and now, yeah, they're integrating all these things that, it was literally 50-50. So 50% of the community didn't want this, the other 50% wanted. So I think it was a good idea to split it. There was a little bit of growing pains because of it, but overall it's amazing. So that's for the Cosmos side, and
What
they
does that
look like
mean?
they're well, basically IBC, right? IBC is called inter blockchain communication. So it lets chains communicate between each other, but they don't have to wrap any assets. They don't have to do any of that. It's native assets. So, like on Cosmos, if ever you go, and one day I'll show you, it's called the map of zones. And basically, every blockchain has a zone. And the way that the code is done is that they basically, you don't have the different types of code and stuff. It's all the same because they like integrated. I guess it's called abstraction type of thing. So like it doesn't matter if you're Ethereum or your Fetch or your Osmosis. They're all separate chains. They're all layer one, so they can all do whatever they want for themselves. They're just in the Cosmos ecosystem, but they're all connected together. So if you're on Osmosis, which is just the DEX, and you want to go to Stargaze, it's connected. There's not a bridge. It's called IBC,
Okay.
which is a lot safer than a bridge. So it's a big deal for the technical side.
Oh, for sure.
And again, it's like technical stuff, but it's like a pretty big deal. And they also integrated Bitcoin natively. So
That's
that's a huge, huge deal. And they've been talking about that forever. And this is where I wanted to get to for Stargaze, because Stargaze right now, there's actually two or three collections now that are trading in Bitcoin. We've got the Pixel Wizards that just switched today. So they decided to have their secondary in Bitcoin. Then there was the Architects Mint that went live, although it was bad for, I mean, the timing of the markets. They did really well. I think they're almost 50% minted. It is in Bitcoin, and you can buy and trade them on Stargaze in Bitcoin. I mean, and it's the number one token. I mean, if even us, if we decide to launch something else, I think it's something to consider. Now, I guess the biggest issue is to try and get that liquidity into the markets, like liquidity pools and stuff like that on Stargaze. But it's a start, man, and this is why I really like what's going on with Cosmos. There's a lot of upgrades, there's a lot of updates, there's a lot of catalysts in case the markets do turn around. They're doing a lot of cool things and improving the chain. So I'm freaking happy, man, that I'm here now, and this new management that came in really did an amazing job. So overall, great stuff for the ecosystem, and we're in it now. So
right on.
we're the ones that are going to benefit from it. So whenever it does take off here.
So we need to launch a new PFP collection with the Bitcoin on
Yeah, I'm,
Bitcoin or
I'm,
what?
I'm even wondering if we do the mint in Bitcoin. That would be awesome.
What are the fees
uh,
like? Is there like gas fees and stuff with that?
there's still no gas fees on Stargaze. I think they want to implement it, but nah, there's no fees to trade and stuff. So
Even to swap
uh,
something over to Bitcoin, there's still like no fees for that.
on the DEX there is for sure. When you swap, I think it's a really small percentage for if you want to swap in house. But I mean, if you're just transferring funds from let's say Osmosis to Stargaze, I mean, there's no, what is it, a couple of pennies. That's the beauty of Cosmos, right? It's not like Ethereum where you get $20-$30 fees for transactions.
Yeah,
It's pennies. So
yeah, that's what
that's
I'm
what
liking
makes
about.
it really incredible. And you can look at Cosmos a bit like Ethereum. What it did is it wasn't very scalable. So what they decided to do is a bunch of layer twos. So it's not a layer one. It's literally a layer that's built on top of Ethereum. And they did a bunch of those. So Cosmos, basically, instead of having layer twos, they're all layer ones. So all the projects keep their sovereignty. They don't need to rely entirely on Ethereum to survive. And Cosmos, if one chain goes down, the other ones keep surviving. There's no issues.
Yeah.
But I mean, if Polygon or these other chains they go down, they have a lot of the Ethereum liquidity on them. So it's not exactly the same. Again, super technical, but I really think Cosmos is gonna stand out here in the next couple of months. And yeah, yesterday, I don't know if you've been following a little bit the tariff wars and stuff, but it was crazy yesterday. The volatility was insane. I think Trump tweeted in the morning, like, this is a good time to buy. 3 hours later, he puts a pause on tariffs. All the markets explode. Yeah, it was. It's wild, and it's been going like that now for a couple of weeks with these tariffs, up and down, and
I've just
right
been
now it's
hearing
trying.
about insider trading now in the Congress and stuff.
That's
Yeah.
what they're saying, yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, insider trading has been going on for forever. They're Nancy Pelosi, and she's like the best stock trader known to man, and their net worths are going up. I mean, we all know there's insider trading. I mean, I don't think it's a hidden thing. It's all over the place. Nobody ever gets punished for it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's always the little guys that get punished, but the congressman, like this Nancy Pelosi lady, I don't know how old she is. She must be like 70. And at some point, they need to put terms, I think, on senators because they have so much power. If you know that you're going to sign a contract with this company and you end up buying the stocks of it because you know the government's going to give them a contract, well, yeah, that's insider trading.
Yep.
And you make money off of it, so it's not cool. Yeah, for crypto, I think it's just they're putting it in your face. They're trying to find something bad about Trump. Anything they can do to it's like literally Trump deranged syndrome. It's a crazy thing. I think personally what he's doing is good for if you're an American. Uh, he's working for the American people. He's not doing it. But for if you're another country, you must hate his guts because
Uh,
yeah, he's putting a lot of pressure on the economic side for all these countries that are smaller than the U.S.
I'm not gonna
Um,
touch much on that stuff. I think that Trump is just doing whatever he wants for kind of his friends and stuff. But that's about all I'm gonna say because, you know what? Like none of us really, really, really know what's going on. We hear from people. We hear from the opinion leaders and all those other people, the Joe Rogans. But you know
yeah,
what? Like they don't really know either. They're just giving their opinions and then hoping that everyone agrees with them so they can make some cash, right?
100%,
Yeah.
100%, 100%. But yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, we're in crypto, Web3, and it's all part of the economy, and economy is important, business is important, and I think he's doing some stuff that should have been done a long time ago. I think globalization wasn't necessarily the greatest thing. Like in China, I don't know how much the workers are working for, and throwing all their products into the other countries for pennies. Like dollar store, everything comes from China. Everything that you have comes from
Yep.
China, but those people are living under some pretty horrible conditions. I find. But yeah, that's a whole other ball game.
Yeah. So
But
back
yeah,
to crypto
overall.
for a minute.
Mhm.
I'm not a big My wife, she's into politics and she follows the news and stuff. I can't fill my head with that kind of stuff too much because I get too involved.
It's
And
divisive. It's divisive, and like if you start clicking on some stuff that, let's say, it's bad towards, I don't know, the Americans, then your feed is going to be full of that stuff. And then
yep,
and same thing for the other way, right? If you start looking at stuff that, oh, it's good what he's doing, your feed is going to be full of stuff that says that he's good about it. It's all good what he's doing. So I think it's done on purpose to get people to fight and argue and all that, and that's why you can never really get to the end of it. So
my
sometimes
kids
it's better.
actually were telling me about a new conspiracy out there with the AI internet, not really the dark web, the dead web or something they call it, the ghost web.
Hmm.
I can't remember the whole term, but basically, it's AI is running the internet now, and
Oh yeah.
you're
Oh
seeing
yeah.
what it wants you to see based on what you just said. Like the more you talk about Trump, the more you get that in your feed. So
Yep.
I
How
don't.
many times did I say something and all of a sudden I'm getting ads on my phone of what I was talking about? So they're listening to everything you're saying. Amazon, Alexa, people like, ha ha ha, Alexa, it's so cool. But she's listening to everything you're saying. Right now the AI is getting educated, right, with our thoughts, our ideas, and that's why Elon. as much as he wanted to buy Twitter. There's a reason he wanted to buy Twitter, because his goal was to get these AI companies. But now, if everybody's on Twitter tweeting and the AI is reading everything that the people are tweeting, it's literally learning about everybody, everything, subjects, politics, everything. So
Right.
it's like all he needs is data. AI needs data in order to grow.
So when
And
you get a little questionnaire, hey, how do you take your coffee? You know, boom. Now that knows that. How do you like your whatever? Right, like those little things that go around the internet all the time.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so it's all information gathering. I never take part in those or try not to, but I know that nothing I do is secret anymore. It's all out there, and I really don't care much. But that said, I have to still really think about what I'm reading and what
Yeah,
I'm
you have to be
processing.
careful what you say. You have to be careful what you say on socials, because now they're using it against you, like Facebook and stuff. Like they use it against, they're putting people in jail for these things. So it's kind of weird, because you're behind a PFP, and you think you could say whatever you want, but you can't. It's just a reality. Like some people say, or death threats and stuff like that, and it's crazy. But going back to those conspiracy theories, if you guys really like those, it is. I have a conspiracy theory for BlackRock for you guys, and with their AI, and this is not hidden. This is real. It's not like a huge conspiracy, but I think it's a conspiracy. Is that they have an AI? It's called Aladdin, and if you guys look it up on YouTube and go see that documentary, you guys are gonna freak out
Yeah,
because that's what BlackRock is doing. BlackRock is literally managing stock market. Because do you notice that when there's a dump, all the tokens dump at the same time? It's like it's not people, it's the computers that are trading. It's
yeah,
not necessarily traders or anything like that. And BlackRock has this AI that it's been training for several years now, like several years, and it's gotten so big, and it's taking over all the data. So they bought banks, they bought data centers, they've bought everything. BlackRock is bigger than any country in this world. They own everything. So yeah, it's crazy when you really think about it, and it's all managed by an AI, which really makes you question, the Terminator, and
mm-hmm.
we're gonna get to that point at some point in time, and it's scary, man. Honestly, I had a project, an NFT project of Ethereum, and listen to this one. This one's a little freaky and scary. Basically, what it was is it was called Afterlife. So basically, you would start talking to an AI. Let's say I'm talking to the AI when I'm young, and I communicate with it daily. I tell them what I like, what I don't like, blah 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 blah. But then when I pass away, my family could take the AI and speak to me via the AI, so they could ask me questions. They can ask me, but I'm gone, right? But the
Right.
AI remembers everything, all my thoughts, all my dude. It was I bought into the project because I thought it was like, whoa, that's crazy.
Yeah,
Like imagine speaking to your great grandfather, like I don't know, 50, 100 years from now,
I
and
saw a
what
movie
he was
about it.
going. Sorry.
I saw a movie about that. I can't remember what it was called. It was just recently on Netflix or Prime, where it's all about AI. And
Anyways, I thought it was scary. It was awesome all at the same time. I mean, it'd
yeah,
be pretty cool to speak to my dad again. After he passed away, and I still have a conversation with him, knowing that the AI learned everything about him while he was growing up. It's freaky, man. It's scary. I don't know where this is gonna go, but
immortality. People are looking for their immortality, and there you go. I'd rather just
yeah.
be remembered by my kids and maybe my grandkids.
And your
Uh,
art.
and yeah, well, hopefully. The whole idea with the art and minting it is that when I'm gone, anything that hasn't sold and is still at home might end up, if my kids can market it right, they could maybe turn a small fortune out of it. Because there's
All of these spaces, all of these Twitch, it's all recorded, so there's going to be a trace of whatever you've done. So
yeah.
I don't know. I really feel technology is moving a lot faster than we're ready for. It's just going so fast right now, and I blame AI for it. And yeah, it's unbelievable, and I'm still trying to understand how AI actually works, and it's pretty messed up.
I think that we're
But
actually North America is probably a little bit behind on the technological revolution that we're undergoing right now. I think some of the other countries, like China, for example, that doesn't engage in what North America does for activity-wise, they could be. It seems like they're way ahead. Japan. It seems like
They
they.
are. They got those cameras in the streets. They got the social. What's it called? The social score type of thing. So, like, if you burn a red light and the camera catches you, you lose points. If you lose points, you can't do certain activities.
Huh.
And China's a whole different thing, right? It's a dictatorship, so it's really not like the U.S. It's a complete different world back there. But some the people over there feel like they're happy in that way and being controlled to that extent, and they actually don't see anything wrong with it. Us on the other side, on the western side of society, we kind of feel that it's a lot of overreach from the government, controlling absolutely every aspect of your life.
Right.
But who knows what the real good way is and what's the good or bad.
Yeah,
It's hard,
because
man.
I mean, you look at our. Yeah, it's a whole can of worms that we could open up, looking at how we live
Yeah.
and act as a society compared to how other cultures and countries act as a society. I mean, who's to say that we are right? Just because we're here living this life, are we actually living a better life than them? Maybe it feels like it, but when you take into
Not
all the hardships that
necessarily.
we have, sometimes do they have?
Sometimes I just wish I was like on a farm with a bunch of animals and
Oh,
just freaking, just growing what I need to eat and having a bunch of animals and all secluded, and those that seem to be like just regular life, no crazy foolishness of cryptos
yeah.
and money and freaking chasing the dollar to go to get ahead in life. So yeah,
So
it's crazy.
since you brought that topic up, let's talk about that a smidge. The
Yeah.
crazy life of crypto. So what I'm doing in crypto right now, like I'm working on the V2, which as I mentioned to you in the back channels, I'm put that on pause for a little bit. I'm kind of focusing on not even my whack stuff right now. I have to focus on trying to just cut down almost everything I'm doing and then reevaluate in a way. So what I'm doing, I like to be able to control some of what I do, right? And one of those things is on the Solana network, like with Drip, right? I'm trying to focus a little bit on Drip because they keep moving forward with integration with Jupiter. They got new wallets coming out. They keep moving. So I'm trying to do that, and then I'm also trying to do at the same time, because it's on Solana. I'm working a little bit on my Mallow.art to sell either originals or one-of-one art, which is mostly just skulls right now. Some of those little skulls. But at the same time, I set up a new account on my phone for a new Phantom wallet, and I'm starting to focus a little bit, when I have time, on the Foster marketplace to start making merchandise, like T-shirts and stuff, because I've had a few people requesting some of my art, like this one, which you'll probably see in about 15 minutes. So that's a little bit where my focus is going these days, to try to, because the bear is slowly dying, I think things are going to come back. I have to start populating some of the one-on-one stuff on Solana.
Well, I think merch is the logical next step. Just for the fact that I think that the art really would go great on shirts and t-shirts, maybe even caps. And um, but yeah, that is the next logical step, I think, for in terms of making a business out of this, right? To
Yeah,
try and sell it, and a couple of things that we could do with our DAOs, which is really cool, right? That's why we have these DAOs. Is, let's say you do decide to make merch on Foster. Well, we can use the creepy companions, and instead of sweeping the floor this month, we could literally purchase merch and raffle it off.
that's true.
So it actually generates some sort of volume for your merch, and we could start distributing it to the holders and collectors of your art. So that could be something that we can do.
Absolutely. Yeah, and that is really cool, because they, like Foster Market, I'm only really starting to learn about it, but they have it set up so that you can buy the one-on-one or the NFT, and then when you buy the NFT, it comes with the shirt, right? Or it comes with the hat, and they're getting prints now as well, and such like that. So it'd be really cool to explore that more, because like you just said, NFTs are great, but you know what? They only go so far. I think merch, if everyone always needs to have a shirt, everyone always wants to put on a hat when they go to a baseball game, things like that, right? So not everyone in the world is crypto ready, but they all got to wear some clothing.
Even the cards, like the sneaky production. I think you've seen them with their cards that they're doing on TikTok. People are opening up the packs
Yeah.
and doing the reveals and stuff. I find that really awesome because I used to collect cards when I was a kid. And imagine you make a collection that's literally going to be like a card collection. And people got to collect all of them in order to have the full collection. And then whoever would be able to collect the entire collection and have all the pieces of the cards, well, maybe they can get a physical piece at the end of it all, right? So
Right.
something crazy like that. I see so many options with because at the same time with everything going digital, I feel like physical stuff is going to start getting more and more value, right? Just because it's becoming rarer. Whether it be card collections. I mean, I used to collect Marvel cards in '94, and now like all of a sudden these last 20 years they've been doing Marvel movies, and Marvel has really like stood out, right? It's really becoming a thing. But now
Yeah.
who's actually collecting or still holding those cards from '94? And I did go and see how much they would go for, and they go for a pretty penny. And I didn't pay that much for all the cards, but now I do have the full collection. I've stored it nicely for quite a few years, and I feel like with time now and everything going digital and NFTs, this stuff is going to have all kinds of value in my eyes
Yep.
for collectors. And
Yeah, just the
yeah, I think we're
nostalgia value.
exactly.
And that's actually, yeah, that's kind of where I'm trying to go too with because I can create art like, okay, I'm painting this painting of a kind of angry skull. What am I going to do with it now? I'm going to put it in a sleeve and in a booklet full of other art and leave it there, right? And then in like 10 years, I'm going to have like a dozen or more books of these paintings. And what am I going to do with it? Right? So I'm trying to figure out a way to hand it off to other people that would actually appreciate it, would probably display it in their homes and things like that, right? So again, on Mallow Art, there's they have a way where you can raffle things. So I set up a raffle yesterday for one of my paintings, and you can go and you can spend zero point zero 0.02 Sol, like $2, to buy a raffle ticket for a chance to win the actual original artwork and the one-on-one NFT. So I'm trying little things like that because I know how. I'm not really diluting any collections anywhere. In fact, I'm trying to increase value by being consistent on the price. Today, someone went and bid on one of my one-on-ones for zero point 0.2 Sol, which is like $20, right? I only have 4 up there right now, so that was kind of neat. I got a little email this morning saying someone bid on your work. So in 24
Maybe
hours,
one
if
day we can have like an digital art gallery with all of your physical pieces, and people can maybe go around and select the ones that they would potentially want to own as physical pieces, and that could be pretty cool. I know it's going to be possible with all these metaverse worlds that are being built.
yeah,
Even I don't know if you saw the Warmada beta test that we did last week.
yeah,
Uh, On Chain Lore has a map which is called the Stargaze Museum, and on all the walls it's the NFTs
oh, that's cool.
from any collection that we want. We can put there, and I found that super cool because it's like decorations for the map itself, but it's actually the NFTs from the different collections. A lot of ours, obviously, we had the Tory Punks, the Chad Punks, the Cyber Wowas, but I mean. Our goal with that is to monetize that. We want to basically market or give people the opportunity to pay us for marketing fees for us to have or showcase their art while the people are fighting. And that's what it is the publicity and just putting eyes on. Let's say we decide to put the creepy companions one day. We can get the staking rewards monthly instead of sweeping. We can just promote them via that map or any other product. It could be the Bat Kids, the slots, and that's how we create partnerships and collaborations and stuff of that nature. But yeah, I think it's really cool. And now imagine this piece right here. We would put it there, and we could tell people if you guys liked any of the pieces in the museum, feel free to reach out to the Creeps or Byron and see how you can acquire this piece. And I think that this gives you a huge crowd or exposure to a community of people that potentially, since they already bought your NFTs, that they would potentially also be um, would like to collect the physical pieces as well. And I think that's how you. I mean, if these people are collecting your NFTs, there's a high probability that they would potentially also want to collect your physical pieces. So you're really building a community around the art, and yeah, they're collecting. Oh, that's freaking amazing.
So that, yeah.
Did you just draw this entire thing while we were here? I didn't
Yep.
even notice.
Yep. Yep. I'm gonna edit the video later and show it to you.
I was uh, I was scrolling the Twitter and the Discord, and I kind of missed it. Man,
I'll speed it up
32
for you.
minutes.
Yeah,
It's like a
32.
record.
Well, when I was younger, I was told you can get good, you can get fast, or you can get consistent. And so I worked on all three. Tried to get fast, which I got pretty fast. Then I tried to get good, and I got okay. But now I'm trying to get consistent. So I'm trying to be all three, but it's really hard. That consistency part is one of the hardest things I can do. Just I don't know what it is. It's some kind of mental thing, obviously. But yeah.
So today we actually had the auctions that are ending. So yeah, maybe I should have talked about this early on, but there's still 30 minutes for the Creepy Companion Horde of the Undead piece. Right now, I'm actually winning the bid.
Ha!
I don't have a Horde of the Undead yet, so this time I'm sorry, community, but I had to bid on it. I really like the piece,
It's time.
the Comic Con creep. So I bid 12 Zomsays so far for it. Superman actually won the ones in the Zomsay section. He got a Creepy Companion for only 4 Zomsays, guys.
Wow.
If you're holding Zomsays and you don't have a Creepy Companion, I don't know what you're doing. You really got to get on that board, guys, because don't forget that the Creepy Companions is the DAO that's managing both collections. So it's really important for you guys to snatch these creeps up, because we really want to provide value to the original collection that Baron done. This has been AAA's model. We believe that diluting collections is no good.
Nope.
So the original collection to us always has to be valuable, because that's the original community that committed to your art. They paid for it, and they paid quite a bit, right? We were $10
Yep.
each NFT. So that was the idea behind this project, is that we would have new collections, new stuff, the 6-flow economy system that Superman designed. And right now, the next piece that we're gonna do, Byron, it's gonna be launched in Stars.
Nice.
So that's gonna be the final piece that I have, and I'm gonna need some more after that one. So
Okay.
we've got about 2 weeks to give me a couple more.
I have
But yeah,
5 or 6
yeah.
ready, almost ready for you.
Perfect.
Yeah.
And right now, since it is a little quiet, I'm trying to make these last about a week, so that people have plenty of time. I know that not everybody's in front of the computer during these the lull time, so
Probably.
I'm really trying to spread those out and keep the engagement there, because there still are some people that are still here. They're still collecting. They're still navigating the system. I'm one of them. So,
Yeah.
and yeah, right now I'm getting some steals here, because 12 Zomsays for a Horde of the Undead, pretty wild. And I do have an idea for the Horde of the Undead, and I think I will present it here. We still got about 25 minutes. So
Sure. Hey, one.
I think.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah.
Do it.
Go. Yeah. So
Sorry.
for the Horde of the Undead, I find that a lot of people are, they want one, but they are not sure. And I feel we just need to put some extra incentives on it. And one of the incentives that I think would be pretty cool is that we could take, instead of sweeping the floor every month, which it's cool, but I mean, once you've done it for X amount of time, the floor price in terms of stars has gone up, and we're having less and less of an impact on the sweeps as the stars price of these NFTs goes up. So what would be cool maybe is to start rewarding the Horde of the Undead collectors, because there's only like 20 of them or 30 of them compared to 2,500 Creepy Companions. So if we can start rewarding the smaller holders, that would entice people to go and acquire a Horde of the Undead using the funds and the staking rewards from the Creepy Companions. So that's something that I have in mind that I want to present.
That's actually not a bad idea.
Yeah, because we have to incentivize people to want to collect unique pieces. Now, for Creepy Companions, I know that right now I've been stacking myself in Creepy Companions. I found them cheap, so I collected, and I got quite a few. And now, if I can use them to get a custom piece or something unique, as a one-on-one, fully painted, and I got a bunch of black and whites and some sketches. That I would be willing to depart of those sketches for a more complete or unique piece. I'm willing to do that, and I think if we do that and everybody participates in doing this, well, the Horde of the Undead and the Creepy Companions would get more value out of it. So
Yeah.
this is something I'll probably present when things start turning around slightly here. But yeah, my brain is always keeps going because I don't think it's time to let go of the pedal while things are going south. And I don't know. I just got this feeling in my gut that things are going to turn around fairly quickly here for the second half of this year.
Yeah.
And
I think so too.
yeah,
And that's why it's
go ahead.
like put the pedal to the metal and build, get as much out as you can, because when it does actually pop off, you're not going to have any time to do anything else.
And it's short lived. So
Yeah, and you're going to be busy managing community and trying to keep the attention strong while it's there.
yeah.
So, did Gravy reach out to you at all?
No.
No?
No.
Okay. He said he's making some unboxing videos of the art that he received.
Well, we're gonna blast it to the stratosphere when he does that. So yeah, that's exciting. So he received the piece already. So he's probably working on the unboxing.
Yeah, he had to do it twice apparently. His wife told him that you need to talk more. He's not used to doing this, so he's getting out of his comfort zone. We all know what that's like.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Whenever he does, I hope he tags me, and yeah, we're gonna share with all the handles because I think it is unique, and maybe it's gonna incentivize some other people to want to do these things and acquire the pieces. And one day when we have a bit more time, we can maybe go over some of the Creepy Companion physical pieces, the Horde of the Undead physical pieces, and see if there's actually any interest in acquiring those from some of the community members. We don't necessarily have to do it via Stargaze, like directly. I
Right?
think doing it on tickets or on a personal level ourselves, without having to go through the actual Stargaze, because Stargaze, it's either everything or nothing. So either every single NFT comes with a physical piece that you can buy, or we do it privately, like only the ones that are interested in actually acquiring those. We make maybe an offer or show which ones we have physical,
Right.
and those that want to acquire them, they can even acquire the NFT as well. So they have the NFT and the physical piece, and then we can try and incentivize those people that do that.
So I'm showing you a booklet I have. I went to the dollar store and bought this 4 inch by 6 inch booklet. It used to have a cover, but I broke the cover off. And what this does, because I work small a lot, right? Like still am sort of like a starving artist, right? Not a lot of money to spend on stuff, and the location I was living in, I wasn't making art sales, so why would I want to spend like 30, 40, hundreds of dollars on big ass canvases and paints, right? So what I did do is always draw small, like almost always, and then I started to store them into things like this, right? My little sketchbook, some emotional pieces like this eyeball, locked in my own mind kind of thing. Back in 2020 it was drawn. So that's what I'm doing right now, and that's what I kind of don't want to do for the rest of my life, right? Like I don't want to be completely keeping every single drawing and painting I do, even though they're small, right? Like some people work small. I work small. It's my thing. So that's what I'm trying to, like I store them, but I want to start to sell them. So if it has to be an all or nothing with Stargaze, I think Horde of the Undead will be okay with that one, because I think I have all of those originals still. But I think it's almost sometimes a little bit better to be like more personal, right? Like a one-on-one. The person that wants to collect reaches out and says, hey, I really want to own this one. How can I do that? Because I think that's a pretty cool thing for a community member to do, or to a collector to do, to really want it, to really reach out. Just kind of puts a different thing than when it's all automated, right?
And another thing you can try, Byron, is I don't know if you remember the guy from After the Filter, the one that did the collection, the Omis, like this huge collection. Well, he actually did that. He did one piece. He showcased it was a big piece though. It was like I don't remember the size, but it was pretty big.
Okay.
And he painted it live. You could literally see the entire creative process of it. But then he auctioned off the NFT plus the physical piece
Nice.
in a live auction. So on Stargaze, so people know right away that by bidding on this piece, you get the physical piece mailed to you, and that I think it was pretty cool. I think he sold it from, if I'm not mistaken, $200 plus,
Actually, yeah, I think I remember
and
watching that one a little bit or
yeah, it was
reading
like
it.
a ghost. Remember, it was
Yeah.
like a ghost. Yeah, exactly. So
Now,
I like that. I find that's original because it's just like a one piece. That's it. That's the piece. You can collect the art, and I think scarcity plays an important role in the physical pieces and the art in general. I think scarcity plays a very important role in that.
yeah. Now, was it part of a bigger collection or was it one on one its own piece in that own collection? Like, how did that
It
work out
was
for the NFT
it
part?
was all he basically used one of the characters in his After the Filter collection, and he just made a portrait of it, and he sold it on Stargaze. So he took one of the characters and he made it like super huge, super detailed. Many hours he spent on it, drawing it. So people got to see the entire thing being produced, and I think that has value too. That people can actually see, like the live streams we're doing now, right?
Right.
People can literally see that you created this from scratch, from your head, right? It's not like you took a drawing and you put it under and you're just drawing on top of it, type of thing. No, you did it from scratch. This is all in your head, right?
Yep.
This is all coming out of you.
So back to that guy that did the auction. Again, like, so he took and he minted it to his regular collection, or did he start a new collection for that?
It's a one piece collection, so it's just one piece.
One
They
piece,
gave it a name.
a one and done
Yeah,
collection.
that's it. That's it.
Sure, I love it.
Sort of like an open edition, but like just one piece.
Huh, weird. This is really, really weird.
Yeah. Well, like let's say you have really rare paintings. I mean, every one would be unique, like the Mona Lisa, right?
Right.
It's one painting. It's one, but it's a super detailed one. It probably took him, I don't know how many hours. I remember him telling it was something crazy. Like it took a long time to draw.
Huh.
And yeah, I mean that has value, right? And see it, being told that it took you X amount of hours, and then seeing it being done in those many hours, I think has a lot of value. I know a lot of the artists on the Stargate spaces. They say, I spent 10, 20 hours to do this and this that. And maybe some people don't believe it.
Yeah.
They don't believe that it took that long. But if you can actually see it from scratch being done, and the time lapse of the entire piece being done, well, that has value, I think.
Yeah, well, I
I
mean
know
that would be up to people like yourself. Like if you give it value, then boom, it has value. But some other people probably don't. The thing
Well,
with the time limit, though, like that's always a weird one, right? Because sure, that one other painting I did of the skull, it was a small one, so it was easy to do. But even when I do big ones, like my whole style and technique is basically to try to grind it out as fast as I can. Put all my emotion in. Don't worry about mistakes. Just fucking go, right? And then sometimes I can get a really cool piece done in like 5 or 10 minutes. Do I tell people it only took 5 or 10 minutes? Or should I say, oh, well, this one took me like 16 hours of heavy contemplation. I had to find my inner peace before I even began. Like, what do I say? This took
well,
me,
you
this
know
took
what?
me 10 minutes, but it took me 20 years to learn how to do it in 10 minutes.
Well, that's true. That's also very true. And I think your style is unique, Byron. I really think it is different from other people because, I mean, you're drawing every day. So obviously you've perfected your skill. It's not like a rookie trying to draw something right now. You've been doing this for so long. So like the lines and everything, you have it on lockdown. But I mean, the sticky dinosaur piece
Yep.
that you made,
Oh,
that
shit.
one took you a long time.
Well, yeah, but I mean, I could tell you exactly how
Characters.
long it took me, or I could kind of make up a number, right? Uh,
Yeah.
of actual working on it, it actually almost might be a 10-hour job already. But that's only 10 hours, right? Like some people take 40, 80,
That's a lot.
60. But for me, 10 hours is a lot, yeah.
10 hours is a lot for me too. I
Yeah.
think it is a lot compared to like a piece that we do here on the live streams that takes like half an hour
Yeah, but see,
or
the thing
whatnot.
is with the sticky dinosaur, right? Like I would draw a little bit on it here. I'd find some free time. I'd do a little bit more here. So it wasn't like a non-stop, right? It was a bit here, a bit there, a little bit over there, and but if I add up all the time, then it would add up to that, right? So I guess it's one of those things. I don't know. I don't think about how long it takes me very long. I don't try to tell people how long it takes me because it varies. Like some things look really cool. It only took me a couple minutes. Other things look really cool, but it took me hours and hours and hours. But which one's better? You know. So I keep the time out of it as much as I can.
Well, I'm curious to see these V2s come to life here. I know that it takes you a long time to Photoshop everything and put all the layers in. You know, that is time consuming.
Yeah, that totally is.
Sometimes it's not that fun either, right?
Yeah, well, exactly.
Uh,
It's a bit monotonous, and you're staring at a screen the whole time, and it's like, but at the end result,
but
it's really cool.
when the collection comes to life, like the Zombies, I remember like we used to see them, but then once we actually generated the collection fully, man, did it come out nice.
Yeah, even though there are no eyebrows and there's a little weird halo around some of the pieces on their neck, but
Yeah,
a different headspace back then too. I'll be honest with you with what happened with the original founder and stuff, and then the bullshit later on about that stuff kind of gets to you after a while. Even though it's
but
the
it's a
only thing.
learning curve, right? Now you have that experience, you have that what we did there, and we're gonna do better next time. That's for sure. And you know, maybe this time you won't have that bad headspace from the original founder. You're gonna be with us, man. And we had quite a bit of success so far. So
Yep.
I think we're gonna have a lot of success with that next PFP. And if we can come up with some cool ideas here and get those burns going, I think we're gonna do good with that PFP. I really enjoy the PFP collections. I just find it's cool collections to trade and try to upgrade your NFTs and collect specific traits that some people end up vibing with, like the suits and the bandage and the nakeds on say, especially the suits. I find that they really stand out. Those are the ones I feel people vibe the most with.
That's
Is
weird.
the suit ones? Yeah, it's like business zombies, businessmen,
Yeah.
and yeah, people like it. And nobody has that. I've never seen like a suit trait. I think it was a bit of naked is commonly used. I know on say that's why we decided to use the naked because they do have those for the cappies and the fuckers, and you know the naked is one of the popular traits, so we included it as well. But the suits, I've never seen anybody do that. It's kind of like gives you the Men in Black vibe type of thing, but with zombies.
Yeah. Yeah. We'll definitely have to do suits in the V2 as well. Uh, I wish I had like I don't know. Sometimes I question my own skills for certain things, but it's just trial and error, practice, practice, practice. I really want to try to have some very interesting bodies for that, and like if we can, I would like to try. You know, eventually launching on even like H bar, right? Hebera.
Hmm.
I would love to see zombie barbarians, right? I think that'd be really cool. So we'll see what
Well,
happens.
we have the contact. So honestly, H bar, the chain itself, I think is it's been selected as one of the chains that it's for the institutions, and they're going to need that retail side as well eventually. So H bar is definitely a good place to go. The only thing is like I'm not super familiar with the community and all
No.
that, but we can always start, right? And I think the biggest challenge for a creator like yourself and us is that you really, I think we gotta pick and choose the chains we want to be on, and then focus on those, because sometimes I think the thing is that we spread out too much, and then it's hard to keep engagements on all fronts, and that's the hard part, right? But that also goes with the team. So if the team, we build a nice team around us, and we got some community members that want to play a role inside of what you're doing, and that's
Yeah.
the hard part. And you seem to have that in your Discord. You got a couple of these wax fanatics in your Discord over there. You know that's what we need. That's what's cool. And I think on every chain that you go, you have that, right? We went on saying we got a couple of those diehard fans, right? They
Yep.
come, they participate, they're active, and on every chain that you go, we get a couple like that. And And those are the ones that usually don't mind doing the jump to another chain to go and collect after because they really vibe with the art. So
Yeah, and they know that we're not just here to make a quick buck and then take off and go back to our regular day jobs. This is my day job. This is my night job, my evening job, my weekend job. This is what my retirement job, right? So this is what I do. And I think that, when you find artists that are like that, like Corp Dogs, for example, trying to talk about someone else other than me for a minute, they're kind of like that too, right? Like the guy is constantly churning out art. And there's a few other projects out there that are artist based. And like I have friends that are arts, and they don't have a PFP project like what we did with Zomsays. They don't have a collection like what we have with Creepy Companions. They're just artists trying to make it in this crypto world, and they're constantly churning out art, and it's improving their skills. You can see it too, and I think it's people like that you really want to invest in when you start getting into the crypto scene, because they're going to be still churning out art even after the bear market and the bull market and whatever market and mass adoption. They're still going to be churning out the art because that's what they do, and that's what I do. So investing in someone like that is probably a pretty smart long-term investment, especially if you see them being active and being in the community and making a name for themselves, because those names don't go away very quickly unless you rug people, and then your name will be definitely not going away. But people remember, like you were saying, like people. And then we got that post the other day where they were really happy that we take care of the community, that we're always engaged with them, we're always trying to come up with new things for them to do with our collections and stuff like that, right? And people appreciate that.
yeah.
That's what makes a difference in this industry that we're in.
Well, yesterday there was Bobby from the Say ecosystem that tweeted about us, right? And
Yeah.
me and Superman, we try to lead by example. Sometimes we try to tell people, a like and retweet goes such a long way, guys. Like even just a small comment under the messages, like people really notice these things, and that's the hardest part: getting people engaged in that manner to keep reacting with these tweets. But again, I feel like people are involved in too many projects. Their focus is a bit all over the place, so
Yeah.
it's hard to really put your attention on one specific project. But I know that every time I tweet or you tweet something about the project, or I catch somebody saying something nice about the Zomsays, I'll go and put my gifts under it, because first of all, that person feels like they're appreciated. Their comment made some waves, and that's exactly what happened yesterday. Bobby made a huge tweet about us yesterday on how much the community is supportive. And I don't know if you saw this morning on the sales tracker, but we sold 16 NFTs.
I actually saw that. I thought that maybe it was you.
No, well, I think people are realizing that they can use these Zomsays now. Like I know Dizzle, he wasted a couple to get one of those Horde of the Undead, so he wants to replenish his stock. And right now they're super cheap. I think 7 or 8 say, 9 say.
Yeah.
And then what is that, like
$2?
$3? There you go.
Yeah.
And then if you convert 10 of them for $20-30, and you get a one-on-one that potentially you'll be able to get a physical piece out of, yeah, I think it's cool. And I love the model, honestly. I think it's a great model. It keeps showing that it works. And now the thing is, we just need the entire ecosystem to wake up a bit here, and I think everything returns because we haven't let go, and people didn't notice that. And again, the guy noticed that we're still supporting the people on there, and there's a few members that are super active, and the guy really appreciates that, and he tweeted about us twice, even 3 times, I think, yesterday.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I love that. I
that's
love
pretty
it
awesome.
when we can make our community like understand what we're doing. Like not everyone gets it, right? There's the eaters and the jeeters and the whatevers. They're in and they're out. But people like Bobby and Dizzle and Gravy, they really are here for the art and for the community, and obviously to make a buck. I mean, that's what most crypto people are here for. But yeah, I love it when the community members start to do our work for us in a way, right? Tell their friends how much they like what we do.
And let me ask you, Byron, these artists that that
I'm wearing my
they're probably looking for a place to launch a collection. Um, One thing that we did with our Cyber Wawas, which is our first collection from 3-4 years ago, is we used it as an incubator. It actually incubated the Creepy Companions, right?
Right.
So we found you, and we used our OG community to push the project and bring it to the forefront. And I feel like the Creepy Companions, now that the Cyber WoW was, unfortunately, it is a much smaller collection. There's only 50 of them. So we can't make that much noise with 50 people, and after 4 years, we kind of lose a bit the attention and all that, which is unfortunate. But it's the reality of the markets. But I mean, with the Creepy Companions, if you have some artists that would like to be incubated in some shape, way, or form, and we can help them with the promotions and all that, and they can give us a small portion of the mint funds, and it goes back to our NFT holders, right, in our DAO wallet, and everybody benefits. The artist gets that exposure that maybe he doesn't have, and we can bring him on spaces. We can bring him on these live streams because we already made a name for ourselves now. So if you have a bunch of those artists, not only would Stargaze probably appreciate it, but the community as well, and the holders, everybody benefits from it. Plus, it gives them an opportunity to showcase their art, and
Yeah.
we can learn about new artists and new art and new things and new people, and that's what keeps things fresh for us, right?
Yeah.
And we'd be like really art focused and bringing artists into these different ecosystems, and the Creepy Companions can play a role in that.
We should make up some kind of like a flyer for that. Like attention artists or attention creators. Let us help you, kind of thing, right? One of the things when I first started we have to end soon, by the way. But one of the things when I first started in crypto, I thought would be really cool, would be to be like an art director later on, right? Not like instantly, because you got to build up your way to that, but to be an art director to help other young or upcoming artists find their place in this kind of crypto world, right? Like to get involved, to be incubated, and then to learn how to promote yourself, and to like to be encouraged to do that and things like that. I thought that'd be a really cool kind of career to chase as I go through everything else. But things take time.
Yeah,
I don't know if I'll ever be
for
that,
sure.
but it'd be kind of neat.
That's what we did with the incubator. That was our whole thing, right? Is we knew the people, we knew the crowd, and that just makes it that much easier to promote and to shield the project, at least showcase the art. Because a lot of these artists that are launching on Stargaze, they're coming with, they don't know anybody. They're not doing too many partnerships. They're just launching their collections without too much of that. It's the boring stuff, the spaces and all that. Not everybody wants to do those, although they are important. Not everybody wants to do them. They're time consuming, and some people rather focus on the art or focus on trading their cryptos during the day. But it is important. I think it has its place, and it's important to show up on these things because people, again, they vibe not only with the artist and the art, but the person itself. So it helps a lot, I think, for promotions and all that. And we can help with that because we're already established, and people know us, they respect us because of the things we've done in the past. So. But with that said, guys, it's been the hour right now, so I think we're going to shut this off. I'm feeling a little bit under the weather today. Yesterday was a little chilly in Miami, and I got a little bit of a sore throat, and I think I got a little bit of a fever coming. But
too much screaming at Messi.
Yesterday was crazy. Messi, all kinds of passes. He played the entire game. That guy's like almost retired, and he's still like the best player on the field. It was crazy.
My kids were big into soccer when they were younger, and one of our kids' friends is actually going to Spain. He got drafted in a soccer or football team out there, so that's kind of cool.
That's big leagues there. But yesterday everybody was wearing a Messi jersey, like literally everybody, and they got some funny colors. There was pink and black. That's their colors.
Okay. So
it was a funny color for a soccer team. But you know what? My dogs are here. All right, Byron.
All right, man.
My dogs are here. I'm gonna have to bring them out for a walk here.
Okay.
And my wife needs the office to work, so
all right,
I gotta bounce.
It was good chatting with you. We'll do this again on Tuesday.
Yes, sir. I'll see you next week.
All right. Cheers, man. Thanks for showing up, everyone.
Bye, guys.
Bye-bye.